I used to make stupid excuses every single year right before winter was approaching where I thought I'm just not gonna be able to get any work done, I'm gonna be sad all the time, I'm not gonna wanna wake up early or go to the gym. Girl, be f***ing for real. And I am not here for it, okay? And I don't want anybody else to be giving themselves these excuses because we can be our best selves all year round, and I'm gonna show you how. But we control our realities. We're not gonna let something as stupid as weather dictate whether we wake up happy or not. As always, here are the video chapters. Don't forget I have a second YouTube channel where I vlog my day-to-day life and how I romanticize my life. So if you guys like this video, you're definitely gonna love the content over there. My podcast, Instagram, and TikTok, which all show other examples of productivity and living your best life, are also linked in the description below. Chapter 1, habits to actually make winter enjoyable. These are things that we can start doing to romanticize life even when it's grey and gruesome out there. Step number 1 is to live your life like a movie character, and the easiest way to do this is to start out by making a mood board. Like, think about it. Everyone loves to make their mood boards and their Pinterest boards about potential holidays or their summer bucket lists. You put all of these pictures together depicting your summer so that you can get excited for it, so that you can make the most of it. So why are you not doing that for the life that you live on a day-to-day basis? I make this a habit for all areas of my life that I hate. So when I was a student and I had to study, I'd romanticize it, and same goes for winter. So I will make a mood board of the beverages, the cool outfits that I can wear, the cold weather, the cozy fairy lights, the home decor, the shows I can watch, Gilmore Girls, Twilight, the fact that it's gonna get darker earlier and I'm a nighttime person, so I can order in takeout, I can have a movie night and get all cozy with my furry blankets, the cute pictures in the rain, the being bundled up with scarves and walking through the streets with a warm coffee. It just goes to show there's actually so much to be excited about life every single day. You just actually have to look for it. Step number 2, activities. Why do you only have a bucket list for summer? You should also have one for winter, and this is what it should include. Baking, bake banana bread, bake cinnamon rolls, build a gingerbread house. Stay in on the cold and rainy day and do a sip and paint by yourself or with your friends. On those days that you just don't want to go outside, stay home and take up a new hobby. Flower arranging, learn how to make your favorite latte at home. You can even make a fort in your bedroom. I literally used to do that as a teenager all the time. Redecorate your space for Thanksgiving or Christmas or the New Year. Have a holiday season movie marathon. And while you're doing all of these activities, my favorite way to romanticize it is by using music. I'll have a Christmas song playlist, I'll have a romanticizing life playlist with like very moody music, which will like go well with the rainy weather outside. I have playlists that I've built according to my favorite movies. So they're like movie soundtracks, which make me feel like the main character when I'm walking through the street. Step number 3, slow living and self-care. We want to slow down. The thing about winter blues and seasonal depression is that it's basically the exact same symptoms as real depression. And slow living is all about being present in the moment. It's about living consciously, not putting pressure on yourself to go all the time and be successful. And when you're living slower and being kinder to yourself and living with a joyful intent, you can then make more space for reflection and self-awareness and ease off those depressing symptoms. And this links into self-care. A lot of us find it very hard to switch off. We're constantly consumed by our goals and what we're supposed to be doing, and that's completely understandable. I am very much like that. I'm a hard worker. I want to be on my grind all the time, but I make it a priority to schedule in self-care every single week. Every single Sunday, I have a rest day. In my calendar, literally no work is allowed, and that gives me something to look forward to always. You can do self-care every single evening if you want, whatever works for you, but essentially the purpose of this is that it's a ritual that's going to break up any monotony in your life. You can create joy out of the most ordinary day because you know when I go home, I'm going to treat myself a little bit. My favorite way to do this is normally in the evenings. I'll light a candle, I'll have an everything shower, and I normally use my Lush products for this because they just smell divine. My self-care routine goes a little bit like this. So as soon as I get home from a cold and gloomy day, I will light a candle ASAP. I want the vibes to start immediately as I walk through the door. I then immediately take off any uncomfortable clothes, get into the bathroom and prepare for a everything shower. This normally starts with a dry brush, and I'll get into the shower and I'll scrub my body down with a Snow Fairy bubble bar. This is a bar of soap which literally is as smooth and soft as butter. It produces all of these bubbles when you're using it in the shower. It feels so good when you're rubbing it on your skin, and after that, I will top it off with the Snow Fairy shower gel on my pink loofah. Snow Fairy collection is my favorite scent to use at this time of the year because I feel like it just encapsulates all of the winter and Christmassy vibes in one bottle. It kind of reminds me of like Christmas cookies and desserts. It's a really nice sweet smell, and it actually lasts a long time. As soon as I get out the shower, I'll dry myself off, I will moisturize, put my deodorant on, and then I top it off with the Snow Fairy body spray. This is what has you smelling delicious always. So you can use this scent in the bath, in the form of foaming scrubs, in body sprays, in a candle, in bath bombs and melts, and so much more. And the best thing about it is that you can completely indulge guilt-free in this collection because the Snow Fairy collection is entirely vegan and any glitter used in the products is plastic-free and from ethical sources. So if you're ready to start taking your self-care seriously so that you can enjoy winter a little bit more, then you can click the link in the description to get your own Snow Fairy collection. Chapter 2, habits to actually avoid seasonal depression. Throughout the last few years, I've been doing a lot of research on certain hacks that we can implement every single day to actually avoid the symptoms of these winter blues. If we don't actually take the steps to work on that seasonal depression, we will just be stuck in a cycle of procrastination, daytime fatigue, low mood, not even having motivation for the things you used to love, lack of energy, feeling hopeless, and actual symptoms of real depression. The first thing you can do to avoid this is taking the right supplements. Taking vitamin D is probably the most important one since we're lacking that due to lack of sunlight exposure in the winter months. Vitamin D regulates our moods and our sleeping patterns. A lot of people with seasonal depression will experience insomnia or oversleeping. Plus, vitamin D also boosts serotonin, and that is our happy hormone in our body, which will regulate our mood and make us feel more normal throughout the day. Magnesium is another one to take. You should take this every single night before bed. I always do this. When you're constantly feeling low and stressed due to these winter blues, that can deplete the source of magnesium within the body. Taking magnesium will not only help regulate your mood, but also your sleep. And when you have a better sleep pattern, that can help ease any depressive symptoms. The second step is routine. This is priority. The biggest mistake I used to make when I had seasonal depression was that I would just sit with it. I'd be like, okay, well, I don't feel like getting out of bed, so I'm not going to. I don't want to walk outside in the rain to go to the gym, so I'm just not going to. We need to be a bit more disciplined than that, guys. Exercise is a priority. This is gonna help regulate our mood. This is gonna get all of these happy hormones out in our bodies. You can go to the gym. You can do HIIT workouts on YouTube, on your TV, in your living room. So you don't even have to leave home. You could do a workout class. I've been doing Pilates. Do it once a week, 2 times a week. Do a 1-hour walk a day, any time of day that suits you. Take a hot chocolate with you. Listen to your favorite playlist, your favorite podcast. Mine is linked in the description. You officially have no excuses. You now need to be moving your body all winter long, and if you can't, that is just a lack of respect and discipline for yourself. Another great step in building the correct routine is waking up earlier. This is so that you can actually experience as much sunlight as possible and actually get a head start on your day. For me, this boosts my self-esteem like crazy, and because you're setting yourself off on the right tone where you're like, oh, I woke up before most people do and I've already started my day way earlier than I would do, it sets you on a really good flow for the rest of the day, so you're achieving more and you feel more accomplished when you go to bed at night, which makes you feel happier. There is so much research that literally links waking up earlier to better mood and better life satisfaction. So if you're ever gonna implement it, winter is probably the time, okay? We need to be taking those extra steps to make sure we're regulating our mood and our lifestyle when it seems increasingly difficult. The next step in your routine is to limit your screen time. I know, everyone says it, but it counts now more than ever. When you're experiencing winter blues and that mood regulation is lacking in your body, you need to work overtime to get it back to normalcy. So while you feel absolutely fine scrolling all day in the summertime, that's cool, but if you are experiencing depressive symptoms, you need to take those extra cautious measures. This means prioritizing moving your body, getting fresh air, being out in nature, high vibrational activities over short-term comforts. You stay up on Netflix, you're on your iPad every single time you eat, you're on your phone first thing in the morning, and then you wonder why you feel so bad. When you are constantly exposed to that bright light in all of the screens that you're using, that can actually cause significant changes in our circadian rhythms, which will then disrupt our sleep patterns. And when you don't have the right sleep, your happy hormones are not functioning correctly, and then you have depressive symptoms. The more you throw off your sleep schedule, the more your body is now exposed to stress hormones. The next hack to avoid winter blues is eating the right foods. I was super confused when I learned this because I was like, how the hell does this link into the fact that I just feel so sluggish all the time? But it does. And this is all about the power of healing your gut and getting really good gut health. Did you know that our gut is actually referred to as our second brain because of the massive effect that it can have on our life and our bodies? For example, if you have bad gut health, that will cause acne, it will cause daytime fatigue, it will cause stress. But when you take proper care of your gut health by consuming the necessary nutrients and consuming probiotics and prebiotics, you know, foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, kombucha, etc., your mood will improve. Because 95% of the serotonin in our body is produced in our gut. So let's start taking care of it. And it can be very hard to do when you're feeling low and the weather outside is rubbish and you just want to feel a little bit of happiness. You're going to indulge in comfort food. But the more you do this and the more you prioritize processed foods over whole foods, the worse you are going to feel. And then you're just in this endless cycle of not having energy throughout the day, not having motivation to pursue your goals. Another step to helping with seasonal depression is relationships. Winter is called cuffing season for a reason, guys. You don't need to be in a romantic relationship. Just prioritizing friendship and family time is so important to regulating our mood. I used to get into the really bad habit that like if I was feeling low, oh, well, like I don't feel like going out for dinner. I don't feel like seeing anybody. So you stick with that feeling and it just sends you deeper into this pit of isolation, which will worsen all of the depression symptoms. Humans are social beings. We need that connection to other people. But unfortunately, with the rise of social media, we are now too used to sitting in our rooms all day long, scrolling on our phones, and getting addicted to online connections that aren't even real. Doing something as simple as asking your friend to go for a coffee with you can have a great effect on your week and on your mood. Now, to finish this chapter off, we're gonna go through all the special hacks to overcome seasonal depression. And some of these like blew my mind when I learned them. The first one is lighting. So you can actually buy a light box online which stimulates the summer light that we're missing in the darker winter months. And this light box is designed to help you deal with seasonal affective disorder by producing this light, which encourages your brain to produce less melatonin, which is what makes you sleepy, and more serotonin, which regulates your mood and makes you happier. Another special hack is using color therapy. It's gloomy and it's grey outside. Of course you're gonna feel sad, but did you know that exposing yourself to bright colors can actually increase alertness and also just recreate that summer environment? Think about it. When it's summer, we see so much green. We're by the pool, we're going to the beach, we're wearing more colorful clothes. One small thing I do is that I buy myself fresh flowers every week. They're over there. And I make sure that they're a bright color. Redecorating is another really special hack. We already know the importance of cleaning our environment because it's a direct reflection of our mental health and how cluttered our mind can be. So it's really important to make sure that you have a clean living space. But on top of that, during the winter months, a lot of people like to move their bed closer to the window, and this is so that it gets as much direct sunlight as possible. Another special hack is that something as simple as lighting a candle can actually help you fight off winter blues. Now, not only is this a great thing to incorporate into your self-care rituals, which I mentioned earlier, but it's a good way at telling your body that now it's time to relax. And basically, research says that in the evenings, if you completely avoid overhead lighting, so you just light a few lamps and light a few candles, that not only helps create a relaxing environment, but it also helps set the body's circadian rhythm correctly to align with the changing seasons and fight off winter blues. Basically, regulating your sleeping pattern, which we know is essential to hormonal regulation and mood regulation. And the very last tip that I want to give for this video is that I think we should all start practicing hygge. And this is a Danish practice. Now think about it. Copenhagen has been named the happiest city in the world, and yet their weather is darker, colder, and more gloomy than the UK. Their winters are actually longer and they're still happier than us. How? It's because they live by this practice called hygge, and this is about living in the moment and romanticizing your life. They describe it as being grateful for the simple things in life, living in the moment, being present, taking pleasure and indulging in soothing things, prioritizing spending time on the things that actually bring you joy. They achieve this practice by reading more books, wearing comfier clothing, indulging in a nice warm beverage, spending time in nature, embracing soft mood lighting, lighting candles, like I said before. If you think about it, they've actually got beating winter blues and romanticizing winter down if they're the happiest city in the world and that's what their weather is like. And so this entire process is about romanticizing your life, which I have spoken about so much throughout this video, and that's how you know it's the real answer. If you are intrigued by this practice and you want to learn more about it, there's actually a very popular book. It's called The Little Book of Hygge, and I think if you experience a lot of low mood throughout this season, then it's definitely worth a read. And lastly, chapter number 3, the homework chapter. Here are some actionable steps that you can take away from this video to make this season a much better one. Step number 1 is schedule a long, relaxing self-care evening using your favorite products, using your Lush products, which I link below. Really take the time to do some slow living, take care of yourself, romanticize your life, give yourself that really nice soft treatment treatment. Hell, you could even take it another step, go out and book yourself a massage. Step 2, create a better routine. If there's anything you take away from this video, let it be this, because this is going to be really good at fighting off those depression symptoms. Wake up earlier, better lighting, more social time, take up a hobby, more movement, less screen time. 3, invest in your mental health. So take those supplements, vitamin D and magnesium, maybe buy that light box. I feel like that would be really cool. 4, prioritize your happy hormones. This means healing our gut, consuming mostly whole foods rather than processed foods, getting out, you know, scheduling a workout class, doing those YouTube workout classes online. 5, romanticize your life, okay? Whatever your life looks like right now, whether you're a student, whether you're in a 9 to 5, watch the right movies, create the Pinterest board to collate images that align to the reality you're living in right now so that you can see the beauty of where you're at right now. And lastly, do one thing that brings you joy this week. It could be big or small. It could be going out and getting a coffee. It could be learning how to knit. It could be going to a Pilates class with your friend. Anything and everything is completely up to you. As long as it puts a smile on your face, that is the priority. And I would love to know what you do. So you can tag me on your Instagram stories. I love to watch them and repost them. It's all linked below in the description. Make sure you also check out my second YouTube channel. If you want to learn how to romanticize your life or watch me do it properly, a lot of the content on that channel is about that, so I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you took some good advice from it. If you are going to start putting into practice one of the things I said, comment down below and let me know what it is, because I would love to know. Let me know what you thought of this video, because I always read the comments so that I can make sure every video is improving. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Mwah.